sickly child?
Yalina asthma, yali eludde ng'emutawaanya. Naye twali twagimanyira nga we know how to treat it. Nalina bigundi ebyo
Sinusitis?
Kimashini kino kye babateeka nebulizer. So yakula nga alina asthma, and like during school days we knew not to dress him a certain way because of the weather, if it was warm. And I think part of the challenge was that he was very active in sports kusomero. So I remember lunaku lwe yafuna attack eyo, that day was very, very cold. And he was in the field playing soccer.
Wali tomukugira nti because of your health condition?
I always did.
Kino tukibeeko.
No, I always did. Naye abaana bamanyi. I can't say that's the, that was the fault. But unfortunately it was a bad day. It was a cold day. So they called me ngaali kusomero. Ne bangamba he was in the field playing soccer and he got an attack. So namusanga ali mu clinic yessomero nga bamuwaddeko ku ddagala. Nemuzze waka nemuwa nebulizer ye as usual. Nabanga ateeramu naye this time around it was a bit, I could tell that the attack was quite aggressive. So by that night ekiro nagenda okulaba nga tassa bulungi. Nenkubira doctor nemugamba manyi omwana ono tassa bulungi. Ngezezaako mu eddagala lirya nebulizer, but I'm not seeing much of a difference. I bring him first thing in the morning. Nemutwala ne bamuwa ku treatment awo ne tuddayo ewaka. And then he got another attack. Tuzeyeeka. This time we twaddayo ne bamuwa ekitanda. N'agenda nga yeeyongera, he didn't improve. So at some point, pediatrician wenangamba nti, I know a good pediatrician, one of the best in East Africa, but he's in Nairobi. Can we take him there? Because I feel like, it's starting to affect his lungs. Yali yafunamu pneumonia because of the whatever. So quickly we had to make arrangements and we flew him out. Betwatuukayo, they had hope.
Stabilizing
but he had some pain in the chest. Yeah, so netuuka Aga Khan ne bali banguwa. Yeah, but 1 week in, he continued to get worse. And fortunately,
he moved.
He passed.
Okay. May his soul rest in eternal peace.
Amen.
You loved that boy
so much.
I remember those days of you at Capital. Nga he's another presenter of his own.
He used to come with me a lot. Nzukira namuchimanga kusomero. Sometimes ngenda ndai Capital. Oluusi nagendanga naye nga avudde waka nga tasomye that day. Nagendanga naye buli wamu. The other day, I was actually looking at my old pictures and I saw a picture of me and him at KFM.
KFM?
Yeah. I think I'd gone with him for an interview or something. Yeah, but he was a very happy child. Very bubbly, very friendly, intelligent, up here. He was one of the best swimmers at school. He was a very good footballer at school. He was a lovely child.
I can imagine the kind of questions you asked yourself deep inside when you lost him.
Yeah.
Webuuza gwe, webuuza Katonda. Why me?
Yeah.
My one child.
For a long time I was angry. I was very, very angry with the world, with God, with everyone around me. I was very upset. And I kept asking myself, why? Because I always told myself, I'm a good mom. I did everything right to the T, as a mother. Why would God take away my child so suddenly, out of the blue? my only child, you know. But I remember one time waliwo omuntu gwe nali nkyogera naye n'angamba ekintu n'angamba nti you can't continue blaming yourself because you can't control everything. It's a simple statement, but it's funny that I'd never thought about it that way before. So when I suddenly thought about it, but wait, it's true. Because as a mom, I remember I used to think I'm in control of everything. Nothing can happen, right? And so for me, it was such a lesson that in life, you can't...
We are actually not that.
You're not in control. Yes, you can do the best that you can do as a human being. But at the end of the day, God has the last say. You cannot... Farida Tosobola Kumanya won't be next week. You can make your plans, but God always must. Yeah, so for me, that was a lesson. And it sort of helped me come to terms with my son's loss. I guess I stopped blaming myself so much the way I used to before, because I used to blame myself.
How much time did you take in that situation you're blaming?
A long time. For me to start the healing process was after like 4 years. 4 years.
Were you singing around that time?
I was singing, but it was like I was in a daze. Manyingo oliaonga olinga zombie. You just go through the motions. Bakubira ne bakubukinga. I remember the first year I literally,
took a break.
Went off the scene. I did not want to do anything. In fact, I wanted to die.
Really? It got to that? Did you ever attempt doing something funny?
No. But I remember I used to have that thing like, why can't I just go? Watch together. But it took some time. I remember for 4 years I kept his room as it was. Wabuyafa. I did not touch his things. And then I woke up one day. Because they used to tell me that, the healing process will happen in your own timing, and when it happens, sometimes you won't even know. So I waited for that moment. And I remember waking up one day, nalinze kewaka, and I just felt I was ready. 4 years. Ebisinga nabiwa charity, nabiwa baana. Bayina ebintu bingi. Ebisinga nabiwa baana. But I remember that was the first moment when I knew that, okay, the healing process has started. Of course, wala byenesigaliza, byoyagala obeere ng'omujjukirirako. This was his.
Oh, you have it every day.
Skajjako. Yeah, that was the beginning of my healing process, and it's been one day at a time since.
Do you ever get dreams of him talking to you?
Yeah, I do, sometimes. I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
While in those 4 years,
yeah.
Social media so we were saying a lot of things. Did it worsen your situation?
Sometimes it would, so I used to avoid it. Yeah.
So you went off social media?
I wasn't off, but I used to sieve where I go. Kubanga obera ku social media omanya nti waliwo platforms ezitera okuwandiika certain things n'ezimu eziri kind and polite. So you just sieve n'ogamba sijja kufollowinga muntu ono, sigenda kufollowinga updates z'ono, no kivaako.
Or blocking up blockers, because
I would unfollow them, block them, or if someone comes and says something in my comments that's, uncalled for, I just block them. So I just used to stay away from that energy. Yeah.
Did you ever think about, get the pressure in those 4 years still to have another child?
Within the first 4 years, not at all. I never wanted to hear anything about a child, about getting pregnant.
Not even a man?
Yaliwo.
Okay.
Yaliwo, but I'm very thankful for him because he was very patient with me.
Okay. He saw you through the process.
Saw me through it. So literally, my family used to walk around, what is it called, walk on eggshells when it came to the topics of having a baby. Because they knew I could not even tolerate the topic. And again,
but somehow they thought Osanga bwanafuna baby, she will.
She will. And this is the thing I used to tell people. Kubanga n'abantu abalala bebweru bakingamba nga funayo omulala, zaako omulala. And what I always told whoever I could was that unless you've been through that situation, another child can never be a replacement of the other one. Ochegera bonna baana bo obagala kyekimu. So tekibanga kuluzinga simu yo n'ogenda mu dduuka n'ogula endala and replace it. You don't replace a child. Naye w'omufuna aweweezaako ku that pain. Kitegeera. Era njagala nnyo abantu out there bakimanye nti omuntu aba afiiriddwa omwana we, stop telling them zaalayo omulala. It's insensitive because it's not what they want, first of all, in that moment. And secondly, a child is not going to be replaced like that. You know?
True.
But again, the healing process happened when it came to having a child. Era nazuka lumu when I knew I was ready. And I shared that with him.
That is after how many years?
Maybe 6 years. I was under pressure because the clock, you know? Omukazi, your clock ticks all the time. So some of my closest people, you know, counsel me and all that, my relatives, my friends, they would keep telling me, Yana, they call me Yana at home. Yana, I know it's hard and all that, but think about this while you're still a bit young. Don't wait too long. So I was under pressure to do that. Now I'm glad that the healing process happened sooner and I was able to have another child in time.
That is good.
And I hope I can get another one.
That is good.
But I hope so.
Akujjako kyoyagala ennyo. Ndowooza n'akugezesa n'akulaba. How do you handle the situation?
Yes.
Do you appreciate even what I had given you? Oba ogenda kuddaawo onveeko what is that? What I'm trying to get? Naye ndowooza yakutunira bwati n'agamba, okay, you thought you lost Karen. Yes, it was good. But let me give you Taj.
The funny thing is this, or the weird thing. In that moment while I was angry with God, I was also very thankful to him. There's something about situations like that, as if full are so thankful. Like suddenly you start to appreciate the small things that you maybe never paid attention to before. And so for me, I was so thankful for the 11 years he gave me with this boy. I was so thankful for giving me the opportunity to even be his mother. You know. So it was an interesting thing. 1 minute I'd be mad at him, and the next minute I'd be, thank you, God. And
you know what, I was worried for you. Alinga ndowooza tuli mu mulembe oguli very judgmental.
Very.
She's a public figure.
Yeah.
Abamutunuulidde bangi, abamwogerera bangi, all her life abantu batandika okujezza. So even ne bw'aba ayagala omwana, the choice of man she gets okubeera tata w'omwana we is going to be another issue. So abantu bakuteeka n'obeera ku bwonkenke omwami bagenda kutandika okumubuuza wennaamubalaga bajja kwogera kino bajja kukola kino. Life yone bagikuwambako. You're worrying about this, but there's this, there's that. That is the bad thing about being a public figure.
Yeah. But over time, if there's one thing I learned as a public figure, is to be in control of what I share and what I don't. And for me, that was, it was not negotiable. There are certain aspects of my life or slices of my life that I decided are not for the public. And part of that is, you know, my family, my relationship, my child. So yeah, abali judgmental nga nali mbasanga nayogera kiri lwaki tozaala genda ozaala.
Munanga abantu babuuza ekibuuzo kyo, but I wish they knew how bad and insensitive that question is.
Let me tell you, I wish people knew how insensitive it is ogamba mukazi lwaki tozaala, because you don't know what they're going through. You don't know what they're struggling with.
Ava wa doctor.
Yeah.
Nego mubuuza lwaki tozaala.
Okitegeera nze waliwo bwe nakeera ku makya nendaba article ng'egamba nti Juliana is pregnant, and yet I had just failed at an attempt to get pregnant. Like the irony of what I was going through and what the article was saying, it started to feel like, they're mocking you. Because you know your struggles, choyagala ochimani, and then they keep reminding you of what you still haven't got. So it's a bit insensitive. When you're a public figure, that you expect, and over time you learn to deal with them or tolerate them or not deal with them at all. Yeah.
The harshness on the media, to rethink about you keeping your family private, because at least we knew about Karen. You were moving with Karen everywhere.
Yeah.
He was our child, Fena. So I'll keep touch to myself, at least for some time.
Yeah, it's a big part of it is because of that. That's what inspired or got me to that decision. I realized that I found so much peace when I protected certain areas of my life from the public. And I intend to keep it that way.
Bakanga 18
but also there's something people forget. Omwana nga akyali muto. Waliwo abantu abamu nga they would prefer to first give them their privacy and not put them out there. People are different though. Some parents don't mind, some do. At some point bajja mulaba because ajja kutandika okusoma, atandika okutambula, tugende tukole groceries and all that.
Tukole TikTok live.
No. Era nja kuba nawe enkoma, but to an extent bajja tandika omulaba, though I won't still throw him in their face.
Okay. The day you came back, go community Taj, ku airport, abantu bakulaba bali tebali curious.
I know they were. And that made me so nervous. Nafuba nnyo okulaba nga mu protecting kuba ekirungi yali mu stroller ye ng'ate alina akagundi ka canopy kamubisse. So nga nkimanyi no one can take a picture.
Yenga bakulaba bajja okugamba katirabeko ku baby.
Bamulaba ebigulu.
Lika body nyamata. You breastfeed a lot.
I did, but not for long. Saina nnyo mata mangi. But he has a good appetite, so he feeds well. Awomerwa amatage, awomerwa emmere ye. Ayina amaanyi bw'onobozza omulabo ojja mulaba. Ojja kusindika ogweri. He's a very strong kid. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anabayo ku concert no.
Ekyo kanti bagambyewo temujja ne mumumanja tajja kuvaayo.
So kati okusalawo to come with a concert.
Yeah.
What you're you've had some good time with your child bonding. Are you ready?
Yeah. Actually, I made the decision ngasindaba nakuzaala nti I will take a break of 2 years. Nali njagala that bond of mother to child njimuwe. For the first 2 years of a child are very important between a mother and a child. So lwakubanga nti in under normal circumstances we can't afford to take a break from work for 2 years.
But you can.
But I thank God that I could afford that. So it was a decision I made. So I was at 2 years and nkoma okola.
Okay, after the 4 you never recorded any song within the 4 years of you mourning Karen?
I did.
How did you gather the courage to record?
I think just switch off.
Juliana, there is this song come.
Yeah, nga neba mpita nga oba nina booking okuperforminga somewhere. Nga kyenkola ntuuka ku venue and just switch and just nga robot customer okukola I go back mu original settings nga nzirayo ewaka ekyanyamba by the way mu time eyo many times abantu when they're going through stuff like that, that is the time when you start to veer off into things like drugs, alcohol, because of one on your distraction. I'm so thankful to God I never got there. Simanyi when nachitam, naye just by support from my family and prayers and all that. Kwegamba nachitam bwenji. Niyo mulala. Tomanya ayinza okwendinga up ng'akoseza ne ku something. N'okwekola ekintu. Like I told you, I used to have thoughts of, I want to go.
It was like your family was always close.
Very.
Your mom had to come and live with you.
Yeah, my sister, bambi, my brother, bonna.
Karen wamwimira yakayimba, or do you plan to?
Sinaba, but I hope one day I'll record something for him. Yeah.
How is his foundation doing?
It's fine. Nalinjiwadde mu break olwa COVID, no taking a break okuzaala nachi. Nenga je tuli tukola, we support a couple of projects where we can okusinga children and mothers.
Okay. Tugenda kudda mutuumule mu katono about Juliana